Hi class, today we're going to be making a woven paper placemat as our first weaving. So I'm going to do a short demonstration and show you guys how it's done. So let's get started. First of all, we have our materials here. You will receive a piece of drawing paper and a sheet with directions for making your woven paper placemat. Up here in the corner, you'll see some examples of paper placemats that have been made by other students. It's black and white and it's small, but you'll be making a larger version. We also have some construction paper strips that you'll use when you're ready for them. And we have colored pencils and crayons, and scissors, which you'll use. All right, so to get started, we'll start with step 1. Draw a line 1 inch from the top of your paper. This diagram shows roughly where your lines will be. So here's the one at the top of the paper. You can use a ruler for this if you want. You don't have to. I'm going to freehand it. I'm not too worried about my lines being perfect. So I'm just going to draw a straight line at the top of my paper about 1 inch down. Okay? So I want it to be about here. Okay, there. I'm pretty happy with that. Step 2, draw 9 lines from your first line to the bottom of the paper. These should be approximately 1 inch wide. So again, I could use my ruler and draw 9 lines. 1 here, here, here. But I'm just going to do it without a ruler. Maybe I'm just that impatient. So I'll draw a line approximately here, and then here, here, and I want about 9 lines. So I'll start by drawing one here, and I'll draw that lightly to start. I'm actually going to end up cutting these lines, so I'm not too worried about them being super dark. I just need a guideline. I need to know roughly where that line is. Here's my second line. I'll keep going. 3. Draw my 4th line. 4. Seven. I'm running out of room here. This is 8. And here's 9. The last few are a little bit skinny. But I think I'm going to keep going. I could always redo it if I wanted it to be better. But I'm pretty happy with how that looks so far. So next, I'll take my scissors. For step 3, cut your paper along the lines from step 2, which are dashed in the picture to the right. Okay, so these vertical lines all the way from here up to the top, to this line. So I'll do that now. I'll start with this line and cut. Okay. So now I've cut it only up to this line, and I have this loose strip. Okay. Okay, just cut my second one. Okay, those are looking pretty good. I'll cut the next one. And I'm going to keep going and cut each of these lines. All right, how's this going for you guys so far? Okay, I've got my last 2 lines to cut, and I have some pretty good flaps going here. Okay. All right, so now I have 10 individual flaps. I made 9 cuts. Let's go to the next step. Step 4, with colored pencils and crayons, color the loose strips with dips. And we'll get to that another day when we weave with yarn. So I can color all my strips. Maybe I patterns if I want. So I'm just going to get started and start adding some color to my strips. So I've chosen to use crayon on this one. I'm going to color in the strip. I chose this blue. I guess I just like blue. And I want this strip to have some stripes. So I'm going to put red in between. Okay. Whatever I do, I want to color the whole strip. Try to get as much color on your strips as possible. Okay. Maybe I'll do orange for another one of my strips. I'll just do a light orange on this one. Okay. I'll color it all the way down to the bottom. And I could do a lot more. You can put as much time and effort as you want into these strips. You could go even slower than I am. You could add some other details. Maybe I want some polka dots on one of my strips. Okay. Maybe I'll do all different colors on each of these strips. Okay, it's totally up to you. You can color it however you want. All right, so I'm going to fast forward and assume that I colored all of these so that we can get to our final steps. In step 5, it says take 1 construction paper slip. So this is called a weft strip in weaving. So I'll take one of these, and it says weave 1 weft strip at a time into your paper warp strips by threading it over, under, etc. This is where weaving comes in. Tuck it tight to the top of your paper. Okay, so this is actually why this is called weaving. Weaving is a pattern of putting a material over and under another. So to start, I'm going to go over this strip and under this strip. Okay, do you see how I did that? And then over this strip and under the next. Okay, and then I'll go over this strip and under this one. Okay, and over this and under this strip. Okay, so I'm weaving my weft strip through the warp strips. And then my last one will go under, okay? And now I'll tuck this tight to the top of my paper. Okay. So I just wove my first piece of paper. So now I'll choose another one. Maybe I'll do orange and green for my weaving. And this time, here, we're on step 6. Take another weft strip Weave this strip into your warp strips by threading it under, over, under, over. Note that this strip starts by going under. So whereas this one we started by going over, this one will start by going under, like this. Okay. And over, and then under, and then over, and under, over, under. Okay, just like this. And I'll tuck it at the top. So you'll see how I'm starting to get a pattern. Where you see the orange and then the green. Okay, so I'll do orange again for my next strip. And this time I'm going to do it opposite again. So just like with this one, I'm going to go over and then under and then over and then under. Okay. And I'm going to continue weaving my paper strips through the warp strips until I fill up this whole page with woven weft strips. I'll do green again. All right. All right, you get the idea? All right, we'll skip ahead. Once you've filled up your whole page with woven paper, you'll go to step 7. Glue your weft strips to the end warp strips to keep your placemat together and trim the edges if needed. You guys come up with?